Also, would you guys look at this cute little denim set for Ozzy? In case you guys want to see him in it. Is that not so cute? Yeah, it's a stand up column. Oh. Bingo!
The Indiana Fever just did something every Caitlin Clark and Fever fan can be proud of. With their star player out due to injury, the team didn't just hold their ground, they dominated, crushing the Las Vegas Aces by 27 points. No one saw this coming. The Fever hadn't beaten Vegas since 2019, missing key players and facing tough calls. They still came out strong. Kelsey Mitchell, Aliyah Boston, Sophie Cunningham, Lexi Hull, Ari McDonald, and Natasha Howard all stepped up in a big way. After the game, 3 simple words from Mitchell captured the magic of this moment perfectly.
Talked about, we just made sure that our energy was high, made sure that we were focused, because obviously we know Vegas is a great team and they're a team full of winners. And so for us, it's making sure that we turn the page off of a great Commissioner's Cup success, and then we have to be ready for Vegas, and we were.
McDonald back on the attack, lays it in. Mitchell, beautiful pass, 2 more for Boston. Oh, catch and shoot, connects. Here's Mitchell left wide open, and Mitchell catches in with a 3. McDonald turns the corner and gets to the rim.
Imagine the toughest situation a basketball team could face going into one of the biggest games of the season. You're up against the reigning MVP and the defending champions. Your star player is sidelined with an injury. A trusted veteran has left the team, and several key role players are overseas, competing in international tournaments. This was the exact uphill battle the Indiana Fever faced before stepping onto the court against the Las Vegas Aces.
No updates outside of she's out tonight, so just continuing to work and get her progress and make sure there's no setbacks.
With the start-stop nature of you guys this season to this point, having 5 in a row at home right here, what kind of opportunity do you view that as for the rest of your year?
I mean, I think it's a great opportunity for us. Sleep in your own beds for a while, play some games at home, in our home arena with this crowd. It is a great opportunity, but you also can't take the opportunity that you're playing at home for granted, right? We still got to come with that energy, that effort, that high attention to detail, intentional focus, and we've got to build.
Caitlin Clark's injury came at the worst possible time. The rising star who had redefined the identity of the Indiana Fever was now watching from the sidelines in street clothes. Clark wasn't just the team's top scorer, she was their engine, their playmaker, the leader who elevated everyone around her. Without her speed, vision, and ability to control the game, the Fever were forced to rethink their entire approach. A team once known for its fast breaks and sharp three-point shooting suddenly found itself searching for a new rhythm and identity.
Caitlin and her status, just how did she look, how did she feel today during shoot-around, and is she making progress and getting closer playing?
She's making progress. I think, again, top of mind, I think I told you this afternoon, is just long-term. Making sure that we don't have any setbacks, making progress and feeling good are 2 different things, and we want to make sure that she feels good. We want to make sure that she's confident. We want to make sure that we're not putting her in a position to have any setbacks, and that's the priority right now.
But that wasn't the only challenge. Dana Bonner chose to leave the team at a time when her veteran leadership was needed most. The timing couldn't have been worse. As the Fever prepared for some of their most important games of the season, Bonner's departure left a noticeable gap. Already short on experienced players, the team now had to reshuffle their lineup and scramble to fill roster spots. On top of that, Damaris Dantas was away representing Brazil in the FIBA America Cup, further depleting the Fever's frontcourt depth at a time when every available player...
Interested in hearing how you feel about beating Las Vegas. You've been through a lot of them.
Yeah, I was reminding the team, I was like, it's been since 2000 something since I've been here. But I mean, on the bright side is that organizations go through certain things. There's laws in every part of life, and I think for us in the Fever, it was our time.
Things got even tougher. The Fever weren't just facing setbacks, they were up against A'ja Wilson, the reigning MVP, and the powerhouse Las Vegas Aces. Indiana hadn't beaten them since 2019. For 5 straight years. The Aces had dominated the Fever, and everyone knew it.
Here's Kelsey. Mitchell flips it to Howard, who lays it in. And Indiana's offense humming here in the opening 3 minutes. She hit 3 threes in that win on Tuesday. They're high on the season. Mitchell, chip deep, gets to the rim.
Oh, it's the rescreen by Boston, and then this is rhythm here. Screen, rescreen, the twist action. The switch, and then watch the bump right here. Once you get the defender right next to you, Pat.
The sold-out crowd at Gainbridge Fieldhouse brought the energy, but even the most hopeful fans had doubts. The Fever were fresh off a big win over Minnesota that earned them their first Commissioner's Cup title, but this game felt different. It felt impossible. With the odds stacked high, many had already counted Indiana out before tip-off. What no one expected was that this storm of adversity would spark something special. Sometimes, it takes being pushed to the edge to find out what a team is truly made of, and the Fever were about to show exactly that.
Coming off a big Commissioner's Cup win Tuesday, the Fever emphasized coming into this one how important it was to keep moving forward, to keep the train on going, to not have a hangover in maybe more ways than one, and they did not. It was a dominant display, bigger than I can ever remember here in recent memory with the Fever, especially when the star player was out.
The numbers painted a harsh picture of life without Caitlin Clark. With their floor leader sidelined, the Fever looked like a different team. The fast, high-energy offense that made them so exciting vanished. Without Clark's quick pace and sharp ball movement, the Fever struggled to find rhythms, stuck in a slower, more stagnant style of play.
What have you seen the last two games in particular against the Wings and the Lynx of the growth of this team without Caitlin on the floor?
I think first and foremost, defensively, we've been better. And that's continuing to build consistency in our coverages, have a high attention to detail in everything that we do. I think our activity, our awareness has been better on the defensive end as well. We've done a better job of protecting the paint. Now we've still got to improve in defending without fouling.
Without Clark's ability to push the tempo after every rebound or steal, the Fever's pace dropped sharply. Games that once moved with speed and energy now felt slow and disjointed. The team went from averaging over 90 points per game with Clark to barely cracking 80 without her. Their offensive flow was gone, and players who once thrived in her system now struggled to create opportunities on their own.
And I think offensively, the ball's moving. Multiple players are touching it. We're getting it from side to side, getting it inside, outside. It's moving a little bit quicker. Our goal is to get to where we play .5 basketball. And when we're at our best, it's moving and it's popping, and ball movement and player movement as well.
But that wasn't the only issue. The ball movement slowed and became predictable. Without Clark's sharp passing and vision, the offense lost its spark. Her ability to find open teammates and create easy looks was gone, and the Fever fell into isolation plays and forced shots. No one felt the shift more than Aliyah Boston. The dominant center wasn't getting the touches she needed. Instead of receiving the ball in the post, she often found herself stuck on the perimeter far from the spots where she's most effective. Without a true playmaker, her impact was limited.
Some of the keys that you see as to how exactly you're going to do that, or what you guys need to do to approach the game successfully?
Yeah, I think we've got to be disruptive. We've got to make sure that we play with a level of physicality that doesn't allow them to just pass the ball around where everywhere that they want to pass it. So we've got to make sure that we're disruptive. We got to make sure that we're elite at our on-ball screen defense. This is a team that reads really well, that moves really well. We got to be elite at the point of attack on on-ball screen defense. We've got to. We always talk about guarding our yard, being able to guard one-on-one so we're not in rotation early. I think for us it's going to have to start on the defensive end of the floor so that allows us to get out and run in transition as well. But we can't allow them to just do exactly what they want to do on the offensive end.
Here's where things took a turn. Without Clark on the floor, opposing teams knew exactly how to defend the Fever. They collapsed into the paint, unafraid of outside shooting, and dared others to create their own offense. Without Clark's deep range to stretch the defense, the floor felt smaller, and the Fever struggled to keep up against elite teams like the Aces. The offense looked flat, and consistent scoring was hard to find. But Kelsey Mitchell had been waiting for this moment. She had 3 powerful words and mind words that would set the tone for what was coming. As tip-off approached, the energy inside Gainbridge Fieldhouse was electric. Everything was about to change.
Never trailed. They got up as many as 27 points in this one. They kept their pedal down, which is important given what we've seen this season, en route to an 81-54 win. Complete dominance. They pummeled this Las Vegas Aces team. It was a 27-point win, and it wasn't even close after the first quarter. Once again, the Fever owned that second quarter in a big way. They outscored the Aces 25-10, which allowed them to go into halftime on top by 22.
In the backcourt, they get it into Evans. You don't often see that by a team up by 18, and it pays off.
Let's go! Let's go! Great job! Great job! Look, we
We held them to 26% from the floor.
Nice.
Got a couple of milestones. AB, 5th Fever all-time career rebound.
Wow.
Ladies, thank you. And Kelsey, 700th career assist.
Thanks for making me look good, ladies. Thanks for making me look good. Thank you, I appreciate it.
Tosh, 52nd career double-double. And I hope that you sense, you see, and you feel when we play that kind of defense, the difference that it makes. Defense travels, defense wins games, defense wins championships. We were great on the boards as well. Continue to buy into that elite level defense consistently, every day. That is our standard. That is our standard. Let's get out there, 1, 2, 3, together!
Here's Kelsey. Mitchell flips it to Howard, who lays it in. And Indiana's offense humming here in the opening 3 minutes. She hit 3 threes in that win on Tuesday. They're high on the season. Mitchell, shifty, gets to the rim.
Oh, it's the rescreen by Boston, and then this is rhythm here. Screen, rescreen, the twist action, the switch, and then watch the bump right here. Once you get the defender right next to you, Pat.
That's Boston's 5th rebound here tonight. He is 6th in the league on the glass coming into the night. Mitchell, beautiful pass. 2 more for Boston.
Watch this right here. Just the pitch back, the ball screen, the shake up, throw over the top.
So it's an 8-1 run to start the 3rd quarter here for Las Vegas. Bounce pass inside. Mitchell lays it in. That's pretty finish.
What a finish.